What does it take to destroy the world's most valuable company? In 2000, General Electric was worth $594 billion, the most valuable corporation on Earth. 18 years later, it had lost nearly 90% of that value, and the company itself had ceased to exist in any recognizable form. General Electric was born in 1892 from a merger between Thomas Edison's own company and its greatest rival, Thomson-Houston Electric. For over a century, GE grew into the spine of American industry, manufacturing jet engines, medical imaging machines, nuclear reactors, and household appliances that powered the modern world. It was not merely a company. It was a living monument to American ingenuity. In 1981, Jack Welch became GE CEO and launched one of the most ruthless corporate overhauls in American history, cutting 100,000 jobs in his first 5 years and establishing an iron rule: any GE business that was not number one or number two in its industry would be sold or eliminated. By 2000, Welch had grown GE's market capitalization from $14 billion to $594 billion, a 40-fold increase, and was named by Fortune magazine as the manager of the century. Behind GE's industrial reputation was a far more dangerous engine, GE Capital, its financial services arm, which issued mortgages, made corporate loans, and underwrote insurance products like a full-scale Wall Street bank. By 2007, GE Capital was responsible for nearly half of the entire corporation's profits. GE was building jet engines in the front office and running a shadow financial empire in the back, and almost nobody was asking what would happen if the global financial system cracked. Jeff Immelt became GE CEO on September 7, 2001, just 4 days before the September 11 attacks devastated the global aviation industry and immediately hammered GE's aircraft engine division. He inherited a company that looked invincible on paper but was silently overexposed to financial risk. Immelt pushed GE into clean energy, oil services, and healthcare infrastructure expansions requiring billions in capital investment, even as the dangers inside GE Capital continued to grow unnoticed. When the 2008 global financial crisis exploded, GE Capital was caught holding billions in toxic mortgage-backed assets and high-risk loans. GE's stock plummeted from roughly $42 per share in October 2007 to under $6 by March 2009, a destruction of more than 85% of its value in just 17 months. In October 2008, GE accepted a $3 billion emergency investment from Warren Buffett's Berkshire Hathaway at deeply unfavorable terms, a move that signaled to financial markets around the world, one of America's most iconic corporations was in genuine danger of collapse. In 2015, GE spent $9.5 billion acquiring French industrial conglomerate Alstom's power and grid business, betting heavily that global demand for gas turbines would surge in coming decades. Instead, the global energy market pivoted sharply toward renewable energy, and gas turbine orders collapsed, leaving GE holding a business rapidly losing its relevance. By 2018, GE was forced to absorb a staggering $22 billion impairment charge on its power business, and in December 2017, it slashed its quarterly dividend by 50%, the first such cut since 2009. On June 26, 2018, General Electric was removed from the Dow Jones Industrial Average after 111 consecutive years as a component, the last surviving original member of the 1896 index, and replaced by a pharmacy chain. GE stock, which had traded near $60 in 2000, closed below $7 by the end of 2018. The story of GE ends not in a single catastrophic moment but in a slow dissolution. In January 2023, GE spun off its healthcare division as GE Healthcare. In April 2024, its energy business became GE Vernova, and the remaining company was renamed GE Aerospace, three fragments of what was once the most powerful corporation in the world.